Hey guys, Missy Kane here. So glad you're tuning in to Fit and Fun. We're going to have a great show. We're going to, of course, exercise, and we're going to exercise more than our body, our brains too. And we'll explain that in just a second. Dr. Monica Crane, thanks for being on.
Thank you
Been
so
wanting
much.
to get you on for a while. You're a busy lady.
You are too. But thank you. I really appreciate it.
Now tell everybody who you are, what you do.
So I'm Dr. Crane, and I have a clinic, the Genesis Neuroscience Clinic, and we take care of people that have concerns about their memory, short-term memory loss, as well as Alzheimer's and other dementia types.
Right, because we were talking even like Parkinson's.
Absolutely. So we see those that have Parkinson's disease with dementia, and there are so many different neurodegenerative diseases of the brain.
Right. We're going to do, as we show some pictures, let's do a kind of little stretch here for our shoulder. And I had her send some pictures in about what she does during the day. And I know I was watching you live on Facebook the time you were on with Beth Haynes, right?
Yes.
Over at Channel 10. And you were talking about Alzheimer's.
Absolutely.
Good discussion.
There are a lot of things we can do to prevent Alzheimer's as well. So I think it's exciting to talk about exercise, diet, and things that are good for our body
so
and our
Fit
brain.
and Fun is
Yes.
good. And this was,
it is.
I'm not sure where you were, if that was Courtyard or a different assisted living place right there.
Yep. That was a Courtyard talk.
Right. And I saw that. So that's neat. So you see patients during the day who may already have Alzheimer's, or are they showing symptoms they want to know?
We see people that have memory concerns, so they might not have any cognitive problem, but they have a strong family history of Alzheimer's.
Right.
We see other dementia types, Lewy body dementia, vascular dementia, frontal temporal dementia. There are so many different things other than Alzheimer's. So if someone has a concern, or their doctor or family has a concern, I'm happy to see them as a patient.
Okay. That's going to be important. And you hear so much more about it. It's been on the rise. And it's not just a one-fit thing, right? Let's do some big arm circles. And we're going to talk about that with Monica, because you were saying that big movements are, besides just exercise, big movements are really good, correct?
Absolutely. So it's not a natural movement that we do in daily life, but it's a good brain exercise, and we engage different parts of the brain versus the normal small movements that we're doing during the day.
And we're switching kind of, we went forward, now we're going back. Kind of exaggerating, like you said. Exaggerating is good for range of motion, but also range of motion in that brain. So, okay, a few more, one more. All right, now this one, what we're going to do, we're going to use this exercise some throughout the show. We're going to go easy back and forth as a warm-up, and we're going to do just easy lunges. Now, you don't have to have a step at home. You can just, but you said taking these steps a little bit larger is good, correct?
Yes. And there is a specific type of physical therapy called big therapy, where you do these very large movements, and there's no age limit on doing movements like this.
We're going to do a few more, and then we'll hold one and stretch it a little bit. Let's do one more. And the next one, let's hold it. So I'm going to just have you hold this position, and we're stretching a little bit in the hip flexor, but let's take those arms back. Stretch the shoulders too. And we're working on balance. Because I did have noticed that as we age, you see the imbalance and also the shuffling.
Yes.
And that's not good for us, correct?
Yeah, that's not good
or
at all.
Or that's showing, yeah.
And balance is tough. I think this is pretty hard.
Yeah, this is even working on balance, because we're in a straight line. Let's switch sides. Other leg forward. Bring those arms back.
And we get stiff from arthritis. And again, trying to stretch those muscles and remain flexible is really important to prevent falls too.
Right, because I know with hikers and with myself, I can get really tight in my quads. And if I'm tight in my quads, it's going to limit my range of motion. So I need to do more exercises and stretching, which is hard to do because we're always so busy, but you've got to take the time to do that. Okay, we're going to have a quick drink of water and then get into some movements like grapevine, side-to-side movements as our warm-up and aerobic part. So I think you got some water over there.
Oh, yes.
Now, where did you get your training?
Well, I did my undergraduate training at Yale University, and then I went to medical school at Jefferson Medical College in Philadelphia.
Right.
And then my residency, fellowship, faculty work was at University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia.
Right, and then you came down to Knoxville.
And then I met my husband, and he's from Knoxville, so
Okay.
here we are for
Okay.
good.
Well, it's a beautiful place to
So
live.
this is my hometown now.
Yeah, I love it. All right, I'm going to show Dr. Crane and you what we're going to do. We're going to do a step together step, and if you want to watch me on a few,
Sure.
then join in. So it's just going to be a 1, 2, 3 tap. And this is something you might do in aerobic class. We're going side to side at 1, 2, 3 tap. Anything with your arms is fine. 1, 2, 3 tap. Because as Monica was telling us, this side to side motion, we don't do it all the time. So it might seem foreign to us, but
Yes.
we need to do more of that even for our brain. Back and forth, side to side. 1, 2, 3, and tap. Good job out there. And we're burning some calories. We're moving and grooving. I'm so glad that exercise helps your brain, because that is one thing I do like to do. And
Well-
read, and reading too. I enjoy reading. Because, you'll hear that, for instance, different things crossing your body line.
Yes.
With my teenager, doing better on her ACT. They say, well, it's not just what you're doing in school. It's good that she's a swimmer, because
Yes.
she's crossing that line. It's good that she's doing piano. Different things
It's
will also
engaging
help your brain, correct?
Absolutely. It engages different parts of the brain.
I think Dr. Crane and I should get together too. I think a lot of people are missing the boat with kids. 1, 2, 3, and tap. Because
Oh, I'm doing the wrong stuff.
all right, well, you're doing fine. What we're going to do now, though, we're going to go back and forth a little quicker with our lunges. Back and forth, lunge. With our kids, nutrition is so important, but I think if we would have our kids exercise more during school time, they would do better.
I agree wholeheartedly. But on my checklist that I give to patients as to what we can do besides taking medicines for Alzheimer's,
Right?
I actually took off brain games and focused most of it on physical exercise.
Okay.
Because the evidence shows that exercise, if you can exercise a total of 4 hours per week, it can prevent or slow cognitive decline.
Well, that's why and it's so good. We see so many happy hikers out there, different clubs around Tennessee that are getting folks 70 plus out into the woods and nature, and that's good too. 2 more of these. Last one. All right, let's take a little bit of a break and grab some water,
Great.
because Monica was reminding me it's important to hydrate.
We all need to
correct?
drink more water.
All right, now what we're going to do now,
And plain water is good too.
really,
Just drinking plain water.
okay, I need to do that. I try to do that at work. I try to make myself keep a big glass of water at my desk, nice cold water. And it's a habit. If I do that, every day, if I'm home, I forget to do it. So, all right, now I made up something today. What we're going to do, we're going to go back and forth just one side, and then we're going to add weights to it, but it's going to look like this. We're going to take that right leg, go up, and then we're going to go to the side, like we're doing flies. So it's going to be right leg only at first, right leg. So with your Parkinson's patients, some of the same things when we're talking about dementia and Alzheimer's as far as movement.
But even our Alzheimer's patients benefit from these movements. So the other thing that's hard to do is to move and talk at the same time.
Yes.
As you saw me
I want more
struggle,
practice.
I need to practice doing that. So trying to do 2 tasks at once is very challenging, and it's actually a predictor of falls. If you can do a dual task, that means talk and move, then you're in great shape.
Okay.
So
One
Missy,
more
I
of
think
these.
your brain is
One
on
more to
fire.
the
You
side.
are doing so well.
Okay. What we're going to do now, because we were talking earlier, like quads get a lot tighter when you're hiking and all that. So I just call this rear end kicks. In between, we're going to do some of these in the switch side. So it's like you're trying to kick your backside with your heels. It's kind of engaging those quadricep muscles. Good job. Well, you have a very pretty campus where you work over at Dowell Springs.
Yes.
Beautiful area over there.
They have a nice walking path, so we try to encourage even our staff to go for a walk if they can squeeze in a few
and
minutes.
Middlebrook, connects to the West Hills Greenway, Gene T Greenway. You can go all the way to Panera and the Windsong. And I think it's so neat that we're getting so many more trails. I was in Johnson City area. I know there's a courtyard up there. You've spoken to some here. And Tweetsy Trail is up in Johnson City. I was at the Creeper Trail, and it's just exciting to see.
Oh, it's great to see that they're encouraging more outdoor activity by giving these trails accessibility.
Exactly. All right, going to march it out. Now, on this one, we did our right leg. So we're going to switch to this leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to go this way, and then I'm going to step out towards Monica. You're going to go to your left. And again, same thing, up, big movements. And like when I go to the side, gang, I'm doing like a little bit of a half side squat because you want to be careful with your knees. You want to make sure the ball of your foot is right underneath your knee. Be safe. But again, if you have bad knees, be careful with them. But really, the doctors will tell you about 50% or more of the strength of your knee is the muscles around them, the quads, the hamstrings. So we need to keep those strong for our knees. What do you like to do for exercise?
Well, I like to cross-train and
mixing it up. Yeah.
Yoga. I don't jog as much anymore because of the knees. So I use the elliptical machine, which is a little
that's really good.
Lower impact.
3 more.
And recently I've been cycling with the family.
Oh, I love that's my favorite.
On the trails, so that's
last one on this side. And to the side. Good job. March it out. Little water break again. Good job. And I'm going to let her choose one of these. Okay, you got to.
Oh, it's a mystery exercise.
Yeah, it's a Missy Fit and Fun. All right, we're going to march in place, and then we're going to do quick feet, and then we got something on the back. All right. So all we're going to do here is march in place, but I'd like you all out there to do kind of big movements. See how big you can get those knees up. We don't want to shuffle, correct?
Correct. And try to think big. Try to make it as big as you can.
So our arms can even come out like this.
Absolutely.
You know, this is more like a sprinter drill too. Sprinters, you see them doing big arm movements because Justin Gatlin, world champion you from Tennessee, when he does the 100-yard dash, he's not like this. He's like this. Big movements. All right, now we're going to kind of ease it off a little bit. Now for 10 seconds only, we're going to go quick. This for you might be just a little quicker, but for 10 seconds, we're going to move our feet quick. Back and forth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now march out again. Those interval bursts, a lot of people do the 10 seconds relax and 40 seconds hard. It really gets that heart rate up. Good form there. Big movements with your arms. Okay, now 10 seconds quick. You got it. Good job. Okay, relax. All right, now on the other side of her paper was dips. So I'm going to show y'all what we can do with dips. You're going to bring your this back, okay?
Okay.
Towards here. So you can do dips in a chair, like on a countertop. So what we're going to do is sit on our little step for just a second. You can just do this on the floor too. We're going to shift our rear end off in the front here and just take it down and up. And that's good for the triceps. Good job. Now you guys out there that want to make it harder, you could go like this. See how much harder that is? I'm going to bring it back in a little bit like this though. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now back in the front. This right here. And back to that marching. We'll do 2 sets of that. Again, big movements. Because the shuffling, how does your brain influence shuffling where you're not taking proper steps?
So there are deep parts of the brain that control repetitive movements that can become damaged from stroke, Parkinson's, or other movement disorders. And when you do these larger movements, they're not natural. So you're engaging some of the other parts of the brain, the frontal cortex, other areas that normally don't control walking. So like when you walk, you don't sit there and think left, right, left, right. But doing this, you're kind of...
Well, you said that with a Parkinson's patient, they may start out like this, and you'll say, take a big step.
Yes.
And doing that can help them.
But even now, as we're walking, I have to think, okay, keep those arms nice and big, because it doesn't feel natural.
Right. Well, another thing we can do here that's a good kind of a thing I do even with my kickboxing classes, but we're going to have our hands up here, and then all we're going to do is just tap our knee back and forth. So we're kind of doing big motions, and you can do it slower at home. We're lifting and arms up and down. Good job. 10 more. 8. 4, 3, 2. Good job. And back to those dips. So we're going to bring this forward again, like so. And back like this. But again, you could, if you have a countertop that doesn't move, you could even do it on that. And we're just going to go down and up. Good job for those triceps.
But there's no age limit on exercise.
Right. So we all need to do the range of motion and aerobic.
Even trying some of these movements, even if it's too challenging, maybe modifying it, I think is still excellent.
Good job, everybody. All right, bring this up, and we're going to move our step back in front of us again. Okay, this is one I like to do, and we're going to do it first without a weight, and then we're going to add weights. And we got a little, thanks Joel from Railroad Salvage, but it's kind of new, so we're still getting some stuff off it. All right, now this is going to be just one side at a time. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step like a curtsy. So I'm going to be on my right foot, and then I'm putting my left foot behind me. And we can do whatever comes naturally for your arms. And again, this is not like a natural, something you would do every day.
No.
So that is good for us.
Yes.
If this is too hard to go low, you could just barely put that toe down. You could just put it behind you like this. To go down a little further, that's good.
But just think of all the parts of the brain it's engaging. You have to engage balance centers. Think of these large movements. And you're going lateral. That's something else that we struggle with aging. We're good at going backwards and forwards, but not sideways.
One more. Okay, march it out for kind of giving relief for that muscle group. So we, of course, film our show right here at East Tennessee PBS. It airs often in Nashville area on the weekends. And you may have seen Dr. Crane, you've been on Dr. Bob's show.
Yes.
In the same studio, another side. Talk about a wonderful guy. He uses all sorts of his brain, and he exercises still.
Absolutely.
You know.
And he's learning new topics, just as you're learning new topics every week. I think that is a great brain exercise.
Right. Something different, something new. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch with you. You're going to come over here so you can kind of watch what I'm doing a little bit easier. Same thing. We were going this way, so we're going to just do back like this. Again, we're doing that like a little curtsy move. Back and forth. Dr. Bob's amazing. He's football, track, star in his days growing up at West. He's had, football injuries will happen. And he just keeps going. I think he loves the elliptical too. He said he's on that elliptical every morning. And he's not a spring chicken, but he's got a spring chicken type of attitude, doesn't he?
Yes.
Keep going. About 4 more of these. Good job, everybody. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now a little water break. Yours is over there. And we're going to grab some weights on this one. And actually, I'm just going to grab one weight. So I think you've got a 5-pounder over there. So on this one, what we're going to do is we are going to do that curtsy like this. And then what I like to tell people is we don't want a straight arm. We don't want it cocked up here. It's kind of like an L, a long L. And we keep that form the whole way. So it goes like this. We'll curtsy. So we're letting it go out from our body a little bit. And we can feel that deltoid. Good job. Because I think strength, people say, oh, well, of course you lose strength as you age. Well, you can build strength in your 60s and 70s with weight-bearing exercise. It's just we quit doing it. And that's what really helps us, I believe, with falls. Managing if you do happen to have a little spill, like Miss Missy did on the creeper trail. Luckily, I think my bones are pretty strong. So
Absolutely.
3 more. 2 more. Last one. Okay, march it out a little bit. Kind of relax those muscles, and we're going to switcheroo. I'm going to let you come over here, and I'm going to go over here. We're going to switch hands because we're going to do our plie or our curtsy like this, and let that weight come out to the side. Back and forth. Good job. And how to you Abington, Virginia, folks. I was telling Monica I was up there at the Creeper Trail and staying in Abington, which is close to Food City headquarters, one of our sponsors, and wake up and there's Missy Fit and Fun.
Well, great.
So Abington, you guys get it up there. East Tennessee PBS reaches there. 3 more. 2, 1. March it out and go around this way. Little quick drink of water. Near we're going to get 2 weights. We are going to have a good leg workout today.
I'm working up a sweat.
And these lights get really hot. All right, you showed me an exercise you like to do too. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a little side squat, come together, and then overhead press. So it's going to be side squat, overhead press. Side squat, overhead press. Side, overhead, side. 6 more. To the side, press up. Good job. 3 more. 1 more after this. We can do it. Good. Okay, I'm going to switch sides. All right, the same thing we were doing, but we're going to our opposite side. So it's going to be out to the side, back, and push up. We've got about 4 more minutes. Last hard exercise. Press up. Here, here, press up. I'll tell you what, just for something different, we're going to do curls on this one. We're going to go side, here, and a curl. Side. Because we're kind of cooling it down, and to cool it down, you don't want to do a lot of things over your head. Get that heart rate down a little bit. 3 more. 2. Last one. Good job. All right, set those weights down. A little water break. Good job. March it out. And let's go to these big arm circles again. Start cooling it down. And Dr. Crane was talking at the beginning too. Even simple things like big arm circles are good for our brain. And so you're doing a lot of speaking around to different organizations and different spots around East Tennessee, correct?
Yes. I'm on the board of Alzheimer's Tennessee, so I do a lot of speaking with them.
Okay, great. So they can reach you through there. Opposite direction. Good
And
job.
with Provision as well.
Right.
Since I'm on
Provision's
campus,
right next
yeah.
door to you,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. But exercise also upregulates a brain protein that makes new brain cells.
Okay. Well,
So-
we need that. To cool it down even a little bit more, we're going to do some what I call heel taps back and forth. I'm going to show Monica what I mean, but back and forth, we're just kind of tapping the heel, bringing the toe up, back and forth. We got a couple minutes. Good job. Looking good out there. And nutrition is important too. Casey Pure Coffee has been on my show quite a few times. A good friend of mine works over as a dietitian with Provision. And she was saying, Missy, how her Alzheimer's patients will forget to eat or forget to drink enough water. So that's so important too, right?
Absolutely. So food is medicine and fuel.
A few more of these, and we're going to stretch out that hamstring a little bit, our quad. Good job. Okay, let's take that right foot up, toe up, and lean forward, kind of looking up still, but leaning forward, feeling that in that back of the
It's a good
hamstring.
stretch.
Oh, yeah.
We
Good
all need to
for
stretch
that.
more too.
Even while you're sitting there watching TV, or sometimes in the shower, I stretch my Achilles and my quadriceps, so it's good to do. Hold that a few more seconds more. And other side. And like you said, you like to do CrossFit, mixing it up.
Yeah, I have a trainer.
Cross training.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's so important because it makes it more fun. You know, I always say life is more fun when you're fit, and that's part of it. Hiking, biking, big movements, and all that. Good job, everybody. All right, let's get in that lunge stretch. We did a lot of lunges. Let's just stretch it out like this and kind of lean back. Bring those arms back. Dr. Monica Crane did a great job.
Oh,
Did I make you sweat a little bit?
You made me sweat a lot.
Okay, that's good. We need to do that too. All right, guys. Switcheroo, other side. And thanks so much for tuning in to Missy Fit and Fun on East Tennessee PBS and also WCTE out of Cookeville, Nashville. See you guys next time on Fit and Fun.